I don't think he ever entered the legal profession to make a great deal of money. He entered the legal profession to make society more just and better. That's the kind of guy that Paul is.
I've known Paul for over 50 years now. We worked together for the first time at the Crown Point office of DNA Legal Services. Interestingly, when I interviewed for the job, I learned that Paul and my brother had gone to high school and college together. So we had this instant bond.
Well, I first met Paul back, in 1999, I received permission to start a school here in Santa Fe, Santa Fe's first secondary charter school. And I think it was in year 2 that I hired an English teacher by the name of Seth Biderman, who said, "Oh, my father's gonna like this." So he brought Paul into the enterprise, and that would be in year 2001, maybe around there. And Paul has been an integral part of the school and its development ever since.
Paul is my grandpa. He's my dad's dad. He's been very present throughout my whole life. He's a wonderful grandfather. So many great memories, formative memories, wisdom he's passed along that has really shaped who I am and like how I see my path going forward. And yeah.
The 3 words that I would use to describe Paul, the 3 adjectives, is integral,
Dedicated,
loving.
What do you want in a leader? Someone who's integral, that you can believe what they do and what they say.
He really dedicated his career to making improvements on the system, making the legal system work better, making institutions operate better.
It's hard to put into words. He's just a presence, and he's committed to making things better for everyone around him.
You'd have to ask Paul what he's most proud of, because the list of things that he has done, both professionally and pro bono, is outstanding.
He was invited on a trip to El Salvador. Before he went, he raised funds from the temple, I believe, funds to get supplies to then distribute down in El Salvador. Their original mission was to escort refugees from Honduras back to El Salvador, but they didn't end up doing that. They ended up going through El Salvador and distributing supplies to small villages. Eye-opening experience for sure, but yeah, he was there to serve the people.
Paul had this case involving pawnbrokers, and the ticket didn't have any disclosures, and customers did not receive any notice of default, any notice of opportunity to redeem, or any information that was going to assist them to know what the details of the transaction were. Paul had some clients, and he was creative in bringing a lawsuit in which he brought a double class action, and Paul was successful.
When he was Secretary of Energy and Minerals under Governor Anaya, there was a proposition by the Reagan administration to lease a lot of Western federal lands to coal mining, and he was in charge of drafting a lot of evidence against that and why that was not a good idea in the long term. And he presented it to congressional committees, and it didn't pass Congress. And that was before we spoke about global warming and the climate crisis in the way that we do now. But still, he was advocating for that, and we could be in a much worse position even than we are if it weren't for the work that had been done by people like him.
Paul's career very much reflects the objectives of the UNM School of Law. Very much in tune with the School of Law's educating its students, Paul was involved in the next step of educating the judges in the state. Paul worked with Judge Roger Sanchez in establishing this Judicial Education Center that was able to greatly expand upon the educational needs and the education that was provided to judges in the state.
My grandpa deserves this award because he has committed his life to benefiting the people around him. populations that he was not a part of, he still committed himself to working on their behalf and to using his skills to improve the world. He always sought to make the changes that he made last in the system and to leave behind a better system than he inherited.
The reason that Paul deserves this award, because of everything that Paul has done and everything that Paul represents. While he was a professional lawyer, he was working on all of these sort of adjunct things to make our world better within his profession and outside of his profession. When he retired, I don't think he really stopped doing that.
And Paul, you've had so many distinguished achievements, and you are most deserving of this award. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Grandpa Paul. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you and honored to be your granddaughter. This is incredibly well-deserved, and we are also inspired by your beautiful career and all the work that you've done on behalf of us and people we will never meet.
Paul, what I just want to say is thank you. I don't know very many lawyers in my world, but I can't imagine anyone else to be more deserving of this Distinguished Service Award from the law school. You have been more than a distinguished servant to so many people, and I wish that every single lawyer in the world would model themselves after your service. What a world that would be. Thanks.